Hi guys, I've been busy again building myself a little welder, spot welder for 18650 batteries. What you see here is a transformer out of a microwave oven. If you look on YouTube, there's lots of videos of people showing you how to cut out the top set of windings and replace them with a large coil of wire. In this case it is, I think, 16mm square, can't remember exactly, but it's welding wire for ordinary welders. So very heavy gauge wire, very small cores and very flexible. So that has been wound, as you can see, it's just twice through the gap that was left when I took out the old windings. To drive it, I have a SSD, solid state, SSR, solid state relay, brain fade, solid state relay, which I'm driving with a 12 volt power supply, which I can't remember what that came with, was some piece of equipment, but it's 12 volt DC power supply to drive the relay. It can be driven by anything from 3 volts to 32 volts. That drives the relay and drives the mains electricity through to the transformer. So very, very simple. There's a switch wire here which is coming out, and that's just for switching the 12 volts to the relay. If I touch those two wires, this will do a weld. So what I'll do is I'll get it set up and we'll do a weld. We'll show you how well it goes. It surprises me how good it is. So back in a second. Okay, so what I've done here is I found an old panel of an old washing machine, and I've wired my two wires into one of these buttons. So that'll give me a momentary switch. Just in case you were interested, I'll show you how these were done. As you can see, each of the cores is very, very fine in the welder wire. So what I've done is I have just pushed two 4mm copper wires, just cut off about I don't know, 30 centimeters or 40 centimeters, something like that, 2 or 3 inches, and pushed them up inside the wire and then taped it with insulating tape just to tighten things up. This whole thing's a bit heavy. So that's how I got the electrodes in. Literally just pushed them in and then wrapped the tape around really tight, and as you can see, I've got a little cable tie there just to hold it together. So that's how the electrodes are put in, and they're quite easy to pull out and push in new ones if I need to, not a problem. The case was originally one of these. As you can see, it's an old GPS piece of junk. Actually, it's probably still working, but batteries are dead. So I cut it in half, welded it back together again very badly, just to shorten the whole thing, and then let's set these down. Cut the back off, cut a chunk off the back as well of the lid. So that just goes on like that. And there's the wires coming out for the switch. Now I will be getting a foot switch for this, and ultimately I will be getting a board that is purpose designed for battery spot welders. Apparently it gives a double pulse to the weld. The first one is to heat up the contacts slightly, and the second one then gives a bigger jolt to do the weld. But this seems to work as it is, and we'll get it set up here. And now that I've got it a little bit safer, I'm happy to put the power into the back. As you can see, I've taped up these mains connections here. So I'll screw the lid on, plug in the mains, and we'll give it a bash.